The Secret Rescuers, The Storm Dragon by Paula Harrison. Chapter 6. Furry Friends. Sophie gazed at the little sleeping dragon. He looked so cute with his soft purple cheeks and a faint curl of smoke coming from his nostrils. How could anyone think of throwing him into the dungeon? Now and then he gave a little squeaky snore, and his wings twitched. Sophie wondered if he was dreaming about flying. His left wing was still crooked. How was she going to help him get back to his family when he couldn't fly? Sophie took the bag of stones from her apron pocket. All the rocks were dull and gray except for the magical one. She tucked the bag with all the ordinary stones into the back of her sock drawer. Then she took out some cotton thread and tied the two halves of hollow rock together before fastening the thread around her neck. The rock looked as if it were whole again. Sophie smiled. Wearing the magical stone as a necklace would be much better than picking it up every time she wanted to talk to Cloudy. The rock was tucked beneath her clothes. There was no danger of anyone seeing it. Cloudy stirred and blinked at her with large amber eyes. Sophie knelt down next to his basket. "Cloudy, I've been thinking. Maybe I could take a look at your wing and see how bad it is. Helping you get home would be a lot easier if you could fly." Cloudy yawned and sat up, stretching out his crooked wings. "Okay, Sophie," he said bravely. Sophie studied the wing anxiously. "Does it hurt if you move it?" Cloudy tried to flap the wing but hardly managed to lift it at all. His little face crumpled and tears came to his eyes. Sophie's heart ached to see him upset again. "Don't worry," she said. "Cook has a brown medicine that she gives me when I hurt myself. Maybe it works on dragons too." Cloudy sniffed miserably. "Mummy gives me dragonweed." "Dragonweed? Is that a plant?" Sophie wrinkled her forehead. She never heard of dragonweed, but Tom might know what it was since he did so much gardening. Two big tears rolled down Cloudy's cheeks. "I miss my mummy, and I'm so hungry." The last part almost turned into a howl, and the burst of wind whirled around the bedroom. Sophie had to shush him and stroke his ears. When Cloudy grew calmer, the wind dropped again. "If I go to fetch you some food, do you promise you'll stay quiet?" she asked him. Cloudy nodded eagerly. "The cake was yummy, but I need more to nibble." "I'll find you something," Sophie smiled. Dragons obviously had big appetites even when they were young. She crept down to the kitchen to look for leftovers that no one would miss. While Cook was outside talking to the delivery boy, she took a piece of cherry pie, 3 carrots, and a bowl of macaroni and cheese. Her stomach grumbled, reminding her that she was pretty hungry too. Wrapping the food in her apron, she hurried away and nearly ran straight into Sir Fitzroy. "Someone find me that dragon," he yelled as he stormed down the corridor. Sophie hung back in the shadows until he'd passed by. Then she dashed upstairs as fast as she could. She found Cloudy curled up in her bed, but still awake. His purple tail looked funny sticking out the side of the quilt. "Here you are." She set the food down carefully. "I don't really know what dragons eat, so I hope you like it." Cloudy leaped out of bed. Yum," he said, taking a big bite of carrot. Sophie took a carrot too and sat down next to him. There was a scratching at the door. She jumped. then realized it was probably only Spaghetti, the castle cat, who liked to sleep on her bed in the afternoons. She opened the door, and the big ginger cat strolled in and got halfway across the room before noticing Cloudy. Spaghetti gave a startled meow, and her fur stood on end. Then she sprang into the corner and took up guard there, her green eyes fixed on the dragon. Cloudy waved his tail at the cat and went on eating. After munching the carrots, he scoffed the cherry pie in one bite and then peered doubtfully at the bowl of pasta. What's that? It's macaroni and cheese. You eat it with this. Sophy showed him a spoon. Although now that I think about it, spoons are probably a bit tricky for a dragon. Cloudy licked the pasta suspiciously, and a huge smile spread over his face. I love macaroni and sneeze. Macaroni and cheese, Sophy said, laughing. Cloudy dipped his face in the bowl, gobbled up the pasta, and licked his lips. More macaroni and sneeze, Sophy, he purred. I don't think there is any more, said Sophy, amazed at how much food the little dragon ate. There was a whistling from outside, and she ran to open the window. Tom was walking past, pushing a wheelbarrow. Tom, she called softly. He stopped underneath the window. What's up? Is everything okay? We're fine. She looked around, checking that no one was close enough to hear. Do you know what dragon weed looks like? Yes, it's a little plant with orange flowers. There's a lot of it in the field outside the castle. Sophy was going to ask more questions about the weed, but a guard came around the corner. Tom gave her a wave and pushed his wheelbarrow away. Closing the window, Sophy thought hard about what Tom had said and her plan for Cloudy's escape. She could sneak out, search for the dragonweed, and bring it back to fix Cloudy's way. But what if she couldn't find the right plant? Then Cloudy would still be trapped. No, she would take Cloudy with her. They would go while everyone was having dinner. There would still be guards at the gate, but she would get past them somehow. There had to be a way. Turning back, she was surprised to find that Spaghetti had jumped onto the bed to join them. The dragon padded up to Sophie's pillow and breathed on it to make it warm. There you go, kitty. Spaghetti curled up on the cozy pillow, looking very satisfied. Cloudy began singing softly. Sophie didn't catch all of it, but she heard a line about flying through the moonlit clouds.